what's up? What's going on, my loves? I hope everybody is doing well. Jasmine Atten, Mystic at the Crossroads, your favorite witch's favorite witch. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be talking about defensive magic, jinx removing, breaking bad luck, breaking negative energy, block busting, uncrossing, and we're going to go into the different types of candles and what their uses are, so that you're making sure that when you are going into your spiritual shops and your botanicas, you're actually getting the right candle for the situation that you're in. It can be really confusing and very overwhelming, especially if you are new to candle magic, when you walk into a spiritual shop and you see all these different candles, all these different colors, and a lot of them have the same or similar titles. It's like, well, how do I know which one to pick? So I have here today 4 different candles that I'm going to go over each one and explain to you the uses for them to help you kind of narrow that down when you're in a place of trying to clear up or clear out what may seem to be blocking or negative energy. When I say defensive magic, I'm talking about you have blockages and things aren't going well. I'm talking about someone has sent something to you and things are not going well. I'm talking about there's a difference in like jinxes and negativity, like negative energy. And the terms tend to be used interchangeably, which all can kind of mean the same thing, but not really. And we'll get into that a little bit more as I go through each candle, okay? As life would have it. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's like a helicopter going over. But first and foremost, if you've ever walked into a botanica and you felt a little overwhelmed, you might not, be able to really figure out, like, do I do black candles? Do I do white candles? Hex breakers, jinx removers. Some of them are like break witchcraft or spell breakers. They come in a variation in colors, but how do you know which one to pick? And the frustrating part is sometimes when you do go into botanicas versus witchy stores, because there is a big difference. If you're lucky, you go into a botanica that the people are very knowledgeable and they are willing to listen to whatever the situation is, and they can advise you, get this candle, get that candle. That's not always the experience. Sometimes people that are in the botanicas are just employees. They just work there, and they may know, but they're not very knowledgeable, and they can't really tell you what to get. Like, there's a difference in a white jinx removing candle, which I have here, and a red and black jinx removing candle. The purposes, yes, they are essentially jinx removers, but they work a little bit differently. A witchy store, however, you may go into a smaller, maybe family run or a practitioner owned witchy store, and they'll be able to advise you a little bit differently. But those seem to come few and far between depending on where you live in the country. So if your best bet is a botanica or like Amazon, you have to order your stuff online. You're kind of like throwing darts at a dartboard with blindfolders on. So this video is super newbie friendly, and we're going to get into it. So the first candle I'm going to show you guys is a fairly popular one. It's one that you have probably seen or heard of. This is your typical 7-day in the glass, or called a jar candle, Blockbuster. And this candle comes in black, and it comes in pink and yellow. What inspired this video today was someone asked me yesterday, what's the difference in the pink and yellow? Like, isn't that the traditional one? And in my experience, from when my mother would burn Blockbuster candles, she would always burn the pink and yellow. Is it traditional? That's the one that I see more of. I see it way more than the black one. That's the one that I've always used in the past, and it worked great. A lot of people will assume or think that because it's pink and yellow, it's geared towards love, which it can be. However, I feel like that particular candle, the yellow can symbolize healing. The yellow can symbolize happiness. So maybe you're trying to break through those personal barriers. It can symbolize success. So it has a wide variety. I have a video with the yellow and pink Blockbuster candle that I will link in the description box if you want a better breakdown. If that's the only one that you have access to, at least you'll know how to use it. But today we're going to talk about the black one. So black is a powerful color. Black is for banishing. Black is for getting rid of. Black can be used for hexing. Black can also be used for commanding. And little does a lot of people know, black can be used for attracting also. However, Blockbuster is not an attraction candle. So this candle is to remove your blockages. It says, come to me, fast luck, money drawing, commanding, success, love me, and follow me. So this Blockbuster candle is just that. Now, what's the difference in a block and a jinx? So a block is just that. You have something that is standing in your way, that is standing in front of you energetically, that is standing in front of you spiritually, that could possibly be standing in front of you in the three-dimensional realm. Like you could have a actual individual blocking the things that you're trying to do, blocking the things that you're trying to manifest, sabotaging, trying to deliberately keep you from achieving. I'm trying to think of a good example of that. So let's say you're up for a promotion, right? And you have hating ass coworkers, and they know that you could be up for a promotion, but they talking about you, right? All they're doing is just gossiping. They're talking about you. You know what I'm saying? That's an energetic yet physical block. That whatever they're saying could get back to the higher ups, and that could prevent you from being promoted. Okay. Blocks can also be self-imposed. 9 times, 7 out of 10 times in my working with people, they come to me and their immediate question or their thought or feeling is, I'm hexed, I'm jinxed, somebody did something to me, somebody put a spell on me, somebody, right? And it's comforting to think, or it's our way of coping or blame shifting, to really want to say, somebody did something to me, this is why I can't succeed. 7 out of 10. Now this happens. People are out here throwing shit. We'll get into that in a second. But most of the time, that person is you. We can tend to be our own blockage with our limiting character, with our limiting thinking, with our self-criticism, with our insecurities. I mean, the list goes on and on. You guys heard me talk about it. I'm not going to go into it in this video. But there is a number of reasons why we can have blockages. So they can come from external influences, or they can be self-inflicted. So in that case, you would burn a Blockbuster candle. Now, how would you know the difference? Well, that's where you would have to get some sort of divination done. There are very specific telltale signs to know whether or not you've been hexed or cursed. I have an entire video on that. Signs that you've been hexed. Blockages and being hexed and cursed will manifest very differently. So a lot of the, we'll call them symptoms, will kind of overlap, but there will be some very extremely specific things that only show up when you have had a curse placed on you that may not, it's not straight across the board, but for the most part isn't going to manifest if you just have negative energy that's blocking you, or energy that you have picked up from places and sources that's blocking you. Okay, I hope that's clear. If that's clear, will you guys comment down below if that's clear? So I really want to make sure that I'm explaining this properly, so that when you do go to purchase your tools, you're getting the right thing. So ain't nobody got extra money to be spending. Uncrossing. So you can see this is an uncrossing purple candle, has a little person in the middle. Stop evil, success, hex breaking, health, protection, dispel jinx, money, bad luck, wealth, peace, love. I think that's everything on here. Powerful protection from evil power. So this candle tells you what it does. This Blockbuster, this power and protection. You see the difference? Purple, the color purple represents self-power, self-empowerment. It's a very strong color. I recommend burning purple candles if you're not comfortable with black. But this particular candle is great for if you are self-sabotaging, if you are what's standing in your own way. Now, I know you're going to be like, well, wait a minute, I thought the Blockbuster's for that. You can burn them together. So you have been self-sabotaging, that has created the blockages that need to go through. You need to stop self-sabotaging, and you need to come into your divine power as a queen or king and live your life to its fullest. And you need to be protected from acquiring any more negative energy that is creating these blockages that are currently present. So you can think of this as your maintenance candle. You can think of this as your preventative candle. You can think of this as your empowering candle. This candle will empower this one when they are burned together. Is that clear, y'all? Are y'all following me here? I love this candle. It works very well. Now, this candle can be used if someone has put something on you. So let me just say this, just so that we're clear. Any of the candles I'm showing you, can they be used if you've been hexed or cursed? Absolutely. You know, it's all about intention. However, I always tell people, and you guys have heard me say this 100 times, spell work is like a prescription. It's alchemy. There are 9,900 different antibiotics because there are 9,900 different strands of bacteria. So if you catch a sinus infection, your doctor's going to give you a Z-Pack for it. Could you take penicillin? Yeah, you could. You could take amoxicillin. Yeah, you could. But is that going to treat the strand of bacteria that is causing the sinus infection? It may put a Band-Aid on it. It may kind of dimmer down the symptoms. But if that bacteria is not responsive to it, then essentially it's not going to work. And you're going to be back at the doctor saying it didn't work, I need something else. That's the same thing with spell work. So could you burn a white jinx removal candle if you're hexed? Yeah, you could. Will the symptoms kind of dim down a little bit? Absolutely. But would you have better results if you burned a hex breaker? Would you have a better results if you burned, what is the one called? Help me, Spirit. Break witchcraft, I think it is. I don't have one to show you guys, but I will try to insert a picture somewhere. Anyway, you get my point, right? The type of candle, the color, the oil that you use, the herbs that you put in it is going to be, it's going to really determine how successful the work is. So now that we're on to this one, this is a jinx remover candle. I love this candle. I have a, you guys can't see it anymore, I have a Fast Luck Uncrossing candle going, which is kind of a general thing that I do. I keep one going because it's prophylactic, it's preventative, right? So this particular candle is good to, you can use this one preventative. So I believe that whenever you banish something, you get rid of something, you need to fill that energetic void in with something positive so that the negativity doesn't creep back in. So again, these two could be burned together. These three can be burned together. So it would be like, I am going to protect myself from the situation that I'm in. I am going to break the blockage that it has created. And I am going to clear away that negative energy and put back into it positive energy. And I'm going to protect that positive energy to prevent this situation from reoccurring in my life. So that's why you would use this in white, specifically white. White is all-encompassing. So if you can't find this in black, or you can't find this in the next color that we're going to talk about, red and black, then you could use white because it is all-purpose. So it's kind of a dual usage, all-purpose or to balance the scales. Remove one, fill it up with the other. Now, last but not least, we have the double action. It's double action because it's two colors, red and black. So, the red at the top can be served. Red is a very powerful color for attracting. Red can be used to attract to you, and the black is used to remove the blockage that is preventing the things that you want to come into your life. Personally, I would prefer if this candle was flipped, if the black was on top and the red was on bottom. Oftentimes you'll see that with reversal candles. A lot of people ask me, what's the difference if it's black or white, or black or red, or black's on the top, red's on the bottom, whatever. Will it still work? Yes, it will. It will still work. The way my mind works, and that's the thing about magic, is you have to be able to connect to your magic. This is why candles are so important. This is why specific tools, tangible items on your altar that represent what you want are important, because it helps the mind connect, which essentially the thought transmutes into energy to the universe. I'm not going to go too deep with you guys on that. Let's try to keep it simple. So you dress this red on top to attract the things that you want, black on bottom to remove what you don't want. Now, this is what you could do. You could burn these two together. I'm attracting what I want to me. I'm removing what I don't want around me. And I am infusing what I want with positive energy so that the things that I attract have positive, or it comes from a positive place. Y'all ready for this? And then I'm going to protect myself from sabotaging it or anyone else. Y'all following me? And if you really have a doozy going on, I'm going to throw an extra Blockbuster candle on top of this one to really make sure that I clear my path. Y'all see how the colors correspond? You see how each candle serves a different purpose, but it's all for the same thing? It's like burning a candle at both ends, right? It's like a soup, basically. You're putting all these different ingredients into the pot to create something beautiful, but each ingredient, each candle, each herb, each oil is going to contribute something a little bit different. A little bit, this has one flavor, this has another flavor, okay? So you've got your salt in one, you got your garlic in the other, you've got your oregano in the other, you got your garlic, your whatever, y'all get it. And together, combined, now you have this beautiful clearing of energy, removing of blockage, self-empowerment, protection, and positivity to aid helicopter again, to aid in whatever it is that you're trying to manifest and attract. What I like about this candle, has a little magnet, has a little wishbone, has a little heart if it's love that you're trying to manifest, the lucky hand. This actually says, oh yeah, helping hand for success if you like to gamble. Little lucky cat. Says business, finance, man and woman. So I love the serpent and the bat for my interpretation is protection. This has a lot on here actually. Lucky clover. It has a lot going on. Money. What is this? Wishes and dreams. One of my favorite candles. So it's like, well, what if I can't afford all of them? Can I just burn one? And if I could, which one would you recommend? If you aren't able to burn all of these candles at once, if you can't find them, if your living space isn't conducive, if your finances are not conducive, if I had to pick one of these, I would pick the white one. I would. If it was like, well, there's nothing else, then this would be the one that I would go to. But these are all very good candles. I hope I've kind of explained the different purposes so you can really identify and kind of self-diagnose what your issue is, what your situation is, and then based on that, pick out the candle. Do you need all four of these? If your luck's really bad and things aren't going right, you might. You might not. I don't know. That's where readings and divination comes in, and meditation and self-reflecting. Again, if you're like, well, maybe I just have blockages and I'm not hex. Nobody's put a hex on me. Then go with the Blockbuster. These are very easy to find. Blockbusters are easy to find. Jinx removers are pretty easy to find. The Uncrossing candles in purple, depending on where you are, you may be able to find them, you may not. The double action candles sometimes can be a little bit harder. So again, you can, pick what you have available to you at your local place, but this is sort of just a little breakdown. So I hope that's helpful. This video was inspired by again, that question that someone asked me, and I'm actually going to be preparing these candles today. So the new moon is tomorrow. Technically this is the last energy of the waning moon cycle, but it is the dark moon. It's going to carry over into the waxing moon, but that's okay, because again, one set is for removing and one set is for bringing in, so it's kind of, dual action here. I'm not going to shoot a video or list you guys the ingredients that I'm going to be using for the candles. This comes the beauty of performing your own spiritual work and really empowering your spell work is doing the homework and researching. The herbs and oils that I use in these candles are going to be different for everyone and everyone's situation. So it really wouldn't even be beneficial for me to tell you what I'm putting in these candles, because this person's circumstances could be completely different from yours. So do the homework, do the due diligence, go online, Google. You can, if you're a new person, a newbie, a beginner, a lot of people are like, well, how do I find out? You can Google what herbs are used for jinx removing, what oil is used to remove bad luck. Go down the list, cross-reference what you already have on hand, or go down the list and take it to your local Botanica, print it out and see what they have available, or go on Amazon and see what's affordable and pick some things from that list and put it together. So I hope this information has been helpful. Spirit put that on my consciousness today and my heart to share this with you guys. So I feel like somebody who's watching this really needed the answer to these questions. If you have any questions, if you have anything to contribute, did I miss anything, leave it in the comment box down below. I will list the link to my other video on Blockbusters. If you want to speak to me privately, book a consultation or a reading to figure out what's going on with your situation and determine exactly what formula you need, what prescription you need, all my contact information will be down in the description box. I thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching and continuing to support me. I love y'all, and I will be back with another video very soon. Talk to you later.